Alright, today guys, I'm going to share a super important video with you, which is why price targets do not matter. Alright, price targets, I could say Bitcoin's going to 150K, 200K, and it may top at 120K, right? So it's not the price target. Fuck what I say. Fuck if I say 150K Bitcoin. This literally is just an anticipation of the future, but it doesn't mean I'm going to stick to this in the future. Why? Because how I determine what, if we're at a market top or not is not based on a price target. Okay, it is based on a number of factors, which I'm going to show you in this video. One of them being tether dominance. Okay, whenever tether dominance is going higher, this means that more money is going into stable coins and the market is typically dropping when tether dominance is rising. So as you can see here, for example, let's find when this bottomed here. All right, so tether dominance in March 14th bottomed and went up. So what happened in that same time? These are the things I'm gonna explain it all in today's video. This is not organized, this is not edited. I'm just going through it with you. And a lot of you're not gonna sit through this video, you're not gonna watch it, you're not gonna understand what the hell to look for. Okay, but look at this. Tether dominance bottoms, goes up on March 14th. Look at Bitcoin right here. Oh, March 14th, it tops and goes down. You see how they're directly inversely correlated. Tether dominance goes up, Bitcoin dominance goes down. And so what we want to look at are the levels. You see, if tether dominance is at support and looks like it's going to bounce, that means Bitcoin is probably at a resistance and going to drop. So this is the first factor you have to be paying attention to. So let me explain to you why this matters. Okay, because see this level down here in tether dominance? This is a very long-term level in tether dominance. So whenever when tether dominance reaches this level, you are very likely getting very close to a market top in Bitcoin. See, I do not know when tether dominance reaches down here likely. Will Bitcoin be $150,000 or will Bitcoin be, $300,000? I don't know, but I'm playing the levels, guys. You see, Bitcoin could be 150K there or it could be 300K there. We don't know. All I know is once we get to this level, right, this is when this is going to bounce. Very, very likely it's going to bounce from this level because it's a very long-term level, which we went higher from last time. Okay, and so right here, look, this was November 7th of 2021 all the way to, let's say, right here. Okay, so November 7th of 2021, what did Bitcoin do? Obviously, it went down from there. You see? So November 7th, where is that? Right here, November 7th, 2021, it goes down from there. See that? So just like we came to this level right here, went up, when we come down to this level again eventually, I expect us to bounce from there. Meaning, I will be taking profits at this level. I don't care if Bitcoin's at 60K. I don't care if Bitcoin's at 150K. I don't care if it's at 300K. I don't care if it's at $1 million. When Bitcoin hits this level, I am taking some profits, at least some, right? You got to be taking some at this level because this is an incredibly likely level that tether dominance would bounce from. And if it bounces from there, what does that mean? That means Bitcoin would be dropping from there. Once again, Bitcoin could then, at that point, it could be here, it could be here, it could be here. That's why price targets don't matter. The levels matter, okay? So that's one thing you're looking at, right? Let's look at another thing, which is Bitcoin dominance. You see, this is what matters, not the price targets, guys. And I feel so bad for people who don't have this understanding. All right, so think about this. When Bitcoin dominance came down here to support back in, let's see here, January of 2018, okay, that is where you want to be taking profits on your altcoins. When it came down here in 2022, 2021, in this range, this is where you want to be taking profits on your altcoins. Why? Because when Bitcoin dominance rises, that means money flow is favoring Bitcoin. Money flow is favoring Bitcoin. When Bitcoin dominance is falling, that means money is favoring altcoins. And so, why then if Bitcoin dominance gets down to support where historically you want to take profits on your altcoins, if we get down there again, okay, then I am going to what? I'm going to be taking profits on my altcoins. Once again, is Bitcoin going to be at 150K? Is it going to be at 300K? Is it going to be at 450K? I don't know, and I don't care. I am playing the levels, meaning if Bitcoin, it doesn't matter to me if it's at 100K or 300K or $500,000 or $1 million. When it gets down to this level, I am taking profits on positions, okay? So that is why when a guy like this says, one day you say 10 billion, Brett, another day 30 billion, another day 40 billion. Dude, I could say a trillion, gazillion, billion. Fuck the price targets. Understand how to read charts, understand your levels where you want to be taking profits. So once again, this is a level that you want to be taking profits on altcoins. This is a level you want to take profits on altcoins. We get back down there, you want to be locking in gains on your altcoins. All right? Let's look at another factor here, which is euphoria and volume divergences. So look at this. When Bitcoin came up here, and you could actually look into the data for yourself, but the volume at this top was far less than up here, okay? And so as we went higher, volume went lower, right? And you can actually look into the data more for yourself to see that. And so I want you to notice as well, right? The volume decreasing on the way up. See, when the market is getting euphoric, yet the volume is decreasing on the way up, that is a great divergence and a signal that you're closer to a top than not, okay? Not only that, but you had a bearish RSI divergence right here. So as price went higher, the RSI went lower, as you can see here on a weekly time frame as well. Okay, these are the signs that are going to lead to nailing a market top. Okay, here you went lower in the RSI, lower in the RSI 3 times. So top 1, top 2, top 3, bam, as the volume is decreasing, okay, it's just clearly decreasing over time there. You can just easily see that. These are the signs that will lead to a market top. What do you notice right now? You do not have any of those signs right now at all. You don't have any bearish divergence. Okay, you actually have volume increasing as we're going higher right now. You see that? Volume is increasing, not decreasing. Okay. So just like here, look at this. Volume was increasing, right? So volume was increasing, we continued higher. Volume was decreasing, that was the top. Volume is increasing, we got higher to go, right? We do not have bearish divergence on a weekly or daily. We do not have these major levels being reached, right? And so this is what I'm paying attention to take profits near the top or directly at the top, is these levels, guys. So hopefully this video helps you understand why price targets are not important. It's not the important part, because whenever we get down to here, we don't know if Bitcoin's going to be at 150 or $500,000, right? I don't care, right? I'm not worried about the price target. I'm worried about the levels. I'm worried about how these things come together and how I can see that through the charts to understand, okay, this is the level you take profit at. This is the level you take profit at. This is the level I want to take profits at. You see? So once again, fuck the price targets. If you're one of these sheep who's focused on price targets, okay? Because the reality is 10 billion Brett is possible. $30 billion Brett is possible. $40 billion Brett is possible. All of these price targets are possible. Okay, 150K is possible. 500K is possible. All the targets are possible. So it's not about the price targets. It's about the levels that will help us understand at whichever price target we're at, oh, that this is it. That's the top. This is where I want to be locking in gains. Okay? So if you will understand the things that I've highlighted to you in this post on Twitter today, it's not about the price target. It's about Bitcoin dominance reaching support, which is this chart right here. Okay? I'm going to make it clear for you. When Bitcoin dominance reaches support, okay, as it reaches these levels, that is where you take profits on your alts. Okay? Whenever, once again, Tether dominance reaches support, okay, That is down over here. See, right now Tether dominance is at resistance, meaning if Tether dominance falls, the market's going to go higher. But if Tether dominance is at support or it's at a bullish point in the chart, that means Bitcoin's going to drop. So once again, my targets, right, what I'm focused on is these levels on Tether dominance make a lot of logical sense that we're going to come down closer to these levels, which is where you'll want to be locking in more profits on, not here. Okay? So, once again, that's what you're looking at, right? You're looking for euphoria in the market, which we do not have. Euphoria is always at the tops. People are always excited. People are always mega bullish. You're looking for volume and RSI divergences. If you can spot those things in the market, you see, this is how I will take profits so well this cycle. Okay, because I understand what I'm looking for. I know the levels that I'm looking at. I know that I don't care if Bitcoin's at 150K, 300K, or a million. I'm trading the charts, and I understand that once it gets down into here, this is not the time for me to be overly bullish anymore. This is the time for me to be defensive, because a bulk of the move has already happened at that point, right? A bulk of the trend has already taken place. Now it's hit support, right? You see, this is the understanding that people miss. They don't have this understanding. They can't be objective. They're sitting over here focused on 150K, 300K, or a million, or half a million. None of that shit matters. It's just like you're gonna have to take whatever the market gives you once you reach these levels. Does that make sense? And once you can trade like that, you're gonna be the 1%. You're gonna be better than the 1%. Even the 1% doesn't understand this stuff, to be honest. As simple as it is to me, and maybe I overlook it and I think that people automatically understand this stuff. Well, it turns out most people don't. Turns out, you know, they have these Harvard economics degrees and all this shit, yet they're bearish at the bottom in Bitcoin and they're bullish at the tops in Bitcoin, you know? Down at $16,000 Bitcoin, guys, they called me a naive kid. They called me stupid. They said I didn't understand the macro. They said I didn't understand the economics and how bad the economy was. These motherfuckers were morons, okay? These motherfuckers could have the coolest college degree. You could have all the economics knowledge in the world, and you're not going to catch the bottom and you're not going to catch the top. Your knowledge on economics, your knowledge about the world is not going to translate into you calling the top or bottom. There's a lot of people in this world who are far more knowledgeable than me in many subjects. There are far more people who understand so much more about economics, who understand so much more about war, who understand, you know, global trade and fucking everything that goes into this shit. And guess what? They'll never nail a market top. They'll never nail a market bottom like me. And they'll never, ever come close to paying attention to this stuff at the level that I am looking at it, okay? Because these are different things. So, guys, I hope that makes sense to you. And this tweet right here, study this video. Study it. Pay attention to this. Internalize this video and internalize what I've shown you. This is what will give you the edge and objectively taking profits when it's time to. But we are so far from that point right now. We are actually at resistance in Tether dominance, meaning if we start falling here, once again, Bitcoin goes higher. If we start falling from here, Bitcoin goes higher. So once again, that is what you got to pay attention to. So also, guys, notice this. As we're going lower in price, the volume is actually decreasing on the way down. So that's another bullish factor within an uptrend that you should be noticing right now. Now, let me also show you some of my positions right now, because as you can see, you know, I'm losing 128,000 on this one position here. I'm up 6,000 on this one. I'm down 58,000 on this one. I'm up 22,000 on this one. I'm down 23,000 on that one. See, how can I show you when I'm literally losing some money here, albeit, I mean, what am I losing? I'm down like maybe 150K. All right. See, I can show you that and I don't care. Like there's no emotion for me here. I'm not sad. I'm not mad. I don't care if I'm down 150K temporarily. Keyword temporarily. Because once again, look at this level in Tether dominance, for example. I know highly likely, right, that eventually soon, I give it some time, that this is going to fade lower, right? So that is why I can be down short term a little bit on some entries of course, that doesn't take away from a lot of the profits and the trades that I'm in. You know, for example, Brett getting into this here and being up around 2.3, 2.4, it's loading right now, 2.4 million, being up over $1 million on Bobo, being up over $500,000 here on Resistance Dog, you know. You know, by the way, I've locked in some nice gains on Resistance Dog. I've knocked in some great gains on Bobo. And so, you know, this is the thing, guys. I can sit here confidently when the P&L is in the red, because guys, it's not the P&L that matters. It's the charts. It's your actual understanding of how things are coming together. And right now I can show you very clearly that Tether dominance volume is dropping off as we're going higher. The volume is decreasing as we're going into resistance. And as we are coiling up pretty much under the previous all-time highs in Bitcoin. And, you know, we all know what happens after a Bitcoin halving. So to me, contextually, based on logic as well, this is a bounce that I want to fade. It's not one that I'm going to anticipate to just continue ripping higher. No, it gives me the signs of a bounce that will not last, going into resistance, going into here, as you can see, some bearish divergence, okay, as we're coming into resistance, not only in the RSI, but in the volume. And I've been planning this level for a while. I knew, me and Max talked about it on his YouTube channel a few weeks ago, that this was a very possible point in the charts for us to come up to, and then we'd probably fade off. So for example, for us to fade back down, it could take, look at this, we could hover around here for 40 days, 60 days, right? And I'm fine with that. I understand that, because it can take time for price to roll over and fall down, right? Or it could happen quickly, but it can also take some time. See, price can roll over quickly, or price can hover around and roll over, is the way I see it. So I'm not worried at all, because I ultimately, my thesis and my planning, it gives me very strong confidence that we're going to see Tether dominance coming much lower. And when that happens, the market's going to be going a lot higher, based on the levels, based on context, based on the Bitcoin halving, based on somewhat the macro, you know, but the macro has to tie in with the charts, right? So yeah, that's how I look at it, guys. Let's see here. You know, and I just bought recently, I've been DCAing into a nice position here on Caspa. You know, I've put in $1.5 million into Caspa here on the pullback, and of course, you guys know me, my biggest position is Litecoin. Litecoin is my store of value trade for this cycle, where I believe I'm better off holding Litecoin than Bitcoin or USD. Once again, watch Max's video on his channel. But like I said, for me, I feel a lot more confident holding Litecoin than I do Bitcoin or USD. So instead of saving in BTC or US dollars, personally, this is my choice, and based off my analysis, I'm saving in Litecoin. I make $10,000, I put in a Litecoin instead of putting it in a USD or Bitcoin or in the bank account, okay? That's how I'm playing it. So, you know, what I'm doing, by the way, I am holding my Litecoin in cold storage, right? Because I believe Litecoin is a fundamentally, and based on the charts, an undervalued asset that can easily be above $400. So I feel very calm and cool just holding Litecoin in cold storage. I don't need to trade this anytime soon. I'm just preserving my capital in Litecoin, like USD, like a bank account. But my Caspa, see, this is something that, although I'm really confident and bullish on the charts, I don't have the same, you know, feeling of it's undervalued like I do Litecoin. You know, like you do a piece of property in the real world. Like you can feel like Bitcoin's incredibly undervalued. You can feel like Litecoin's incredibly undervalued. I don't get the same feeling for Caspa, because I feel like this is overvalued garbage, which I know people are going to come after me and say that's fucking crazy. How could you say this is garbage? And why would you even put in 1.5 million on something that you think is garbage? You see, my definition of garbage is that I don't think anyone's going to use it. I think it's basically a useless chain, and I don't think it's a real currency like Bitcoin or Litecoin, even though you may be able to argue it has the same characteristics and properties of Litecoin or Bitcoin, and you could say it's better than Bitcoin or Litecoin, but that's your opinion. At the end of the day, I'm not in it for that. I am in it based on the charts. Okay. And so, myself and Max on his channel, we've explained Caspa. I'm really bullish on it. I think it's going to do extremely well. And that's why I'm in it. Not because I'm in it for the tech. I'm not in it for the blockchain. I don't think this is going to change the world. I don't give a shit about this currency or crypto. I don't. I only care about the fact that I think this is going to make me money. I think it's going to perform well based on the charts. And I like how it looks paired versus Bitcoin. I like how it's paired versus Ethereum. That's all. I don't give a shit about this thing. Like, you see, when you own a piece of real estate, you can feel the value there. Me, I don't feel the value here. I just see it based on the chart. I don't feel it. See, Litecoin, I feel the value. I legit feel so safe. I feel so good holding Litecoin. I feel like it's so undervalued. When I hold Caspa, I don't feel like I'm holding something overvalued. I feel like I'm holding garbage that's going to go higher. That is why I hold my Litecoin in cold storage, and I'm just having my Caspa here, and I can just trade it around. So like when we go higher, you see? So it's a different thing, it's a different way of looking at and treating these assets. So once again, like if I think Caspa is topped out here, I'll take profits, no problem. I have no emotions towards this asset. Then I can reload on the dip. I can buy more, right? And then, take some more profits if I think it's overextended. You see, so that's kind of the way I look at Caspa. Overvalued junk, that's going to go higher. Not that I like it, not that I care about it. It's just, dude, the charts are good. I think it's going to go higher. I think it's going to do well. And maybe in the future, I'll appreciate it more for the asset that it is. But as of today, I think it's overvalued garbage. That's going to become even more overvalued, that I'm going to sell it even higher to people. All right? So anyways, guys, that's it from me today. Hopefully this video helps you a lot, and this is the alpha. This is what you gotta be able to understand to beat people in this market. This is an arena. Everyone comes to the market, and as they say, it's a zero-sum game, and so that means someone's got to lose, someone's got to win. The people that win are the people who understand the things that I'm showing you. The people that win are the people that have an edge over the 99%, and 99% are not paying attention to what I've shown you in this video. They don't know about Bitcoin dominance and the levels that you want to take profits on altcoins. They don't understand that the real bull market is whenever Bitcoin dominance rolls over. Well, Bitcoin dominance has been going up, right? And obviously I've called the top in Bitcoin dominance here. And so I believe that as Bitcoin dominance comes lower, that's where the real bull market truly is, So anyways, 99% are not paying attention to what I've shown you. This will give you an edge if you understand these factors at how to understand a market top. You're looking at Bitcoin dominance, you're looking at Tether dominance, you're looking for euphoria in the market, and you're looking for volume and RSI divergences. When all those things tie in and come together, that's how you can confidently take profit. And when everyone in the world laughs at you and tells you you're stupid, right? Because when all these things come together, guys, Bitcoin could be at, like, let's say 170K. And everyone in the world is going to be like, you idiot, why would you sell Bitcoin at 170K? It's going to 200K. And you just look them right in the eye and you say, you motherfucker, you have no idea what you're talking about. Get the fuck out of my face. And they're going to call you cocky. They're going to say that you got lucky. They're going to say you this and that. No, you just knew what you were looking for. Meanwhile, they weren't looking for shit. They were looking into their dreams and their fantasies and their hopes, hoping that Bitcoin hits 200K. Meanwhile, you're a sniper. You look at this shit for what it is. You take profits based on the levels. You understand that, look, I don't care if Bitcoin's at 170K or if it's at 500K here. When it gets here, I'm locking in gains. And y'all motherfuckers out there in the world, y'all can do whatever you want to do. I'm going to do what I'm going to do based on what I see in the charts, not based on what other people see. That's how you get ahead and beat the 99% of this market. And that's how you actually profit and extract the gains, because 90% will round trip back down. They won't make any money, and they're going to have to continue on with their average lives. Okay? See things in an above average way, see things in a different way that gives you an edge over the 99%, and take advantage. Okay, the fact that 99% aren't paying attention, they don't know what the hell they're looking at, that's our advantage, and we capitalize on that. And that's why we'll leave this fucking bull run a lot richer than a lot of these other people. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, and I hope this video all makes sense for you. How it's all about the levels and how it all comes together. Contextually, it has to make sense based on the timing and the length of a trend. You see, the longer something's been going up, right? You see, this uptrend has been a long time. Right, this uptrend here lasted 600 days. This uptrend here has lasted 600 days. So it makes sense then that we are very close to the top, and that which I've called the top in Bitcoin dominance, I believe the top is in, right? So the context has to make sense. You see, I'm not going to try to call the top in a 3-month uptrend if typically these uptrends last 600 days. 600 days. See, then if you're trying to call the top in this uptrend right here, well, it doesn't really make a lot of sense because, well, this uptrend lasted 600 days. This uptrend lasted 600 days. Why would you try to call a top after like 30 days? Most likely, you better have a lot of factors that come together to prove that this is the top, you see? But right here, you have a lot more factors that prove that this is the top in Bitcoin dominance than not. So anyways, it has to make sense based on context. Logic has to play in, and then all these factors have to tie in together at the same time in the charts. And that's when everyone will be laughing at you for taking profit. They're going to say, you idiot, at 170K, Bitcoin's surely going to 250K, or it's going to 500,000. And you're just going to sit there, stone cold face, you do you, I'm doing this. Bam, you take profit, the market collapses, and you're a fucking boss, okay? It's basically what we did last cycle. That's how I've nailed the market bottom this cycle. I'm literally giving you the blueprint on all the factors you need to be looking at and paying attention to when identifying a market bottom or top. Once you understand this stuff, you will have the edge that I have, which has helped me short the top at 69K and go long and fully bullish at the bottom, which is all public on my channel for everyone to see, and anyone who's been following me has known I've done that. So last thing I'm going to say, you do realize at 170K Bitcoin, for example, everyone's going to be bullish. Everyone is going to be euphoric. And people are going to say we're surely going to 200K. And maybe we are, but it depends on the levels. It depends on the length of the trend. It depends on how things are coming together, you know? And that's the thing. It just pisses me off, bro, how differently people think, like how people just don't get what I'm like. Do they not get what I'm saying? Like, am I the only one who sees and thinks this way? Like, I don't get it. You got to realize at the top, people are all going to be bullish. Get used to it, man. You got to be the few people who say, I don't care if you're all bullish, I'm getting bearish, I'm taking profits, and everyone will laugh and they'll say we're going way higher. It doesn't fucking matter what other people think. If everyone was right, then fucking everyone would be rich. So the fact that everyone is bullish collectively together at the top, like, that's not a good sign. You don't want to be like everyone, bro. Okay? Right now you have a lot of people on edge. Some people are like thinking we're going to go lower. Some people are thinking we're going to go higher. Some people think we're on the brink of a major bull run. Some people think we're going to pull back for many, many months. See, it's a lot more divided right now, but whenever it's the top, bro, everyone here, everyone thought we were going to 100K. Everyone was bullish. Everyone was trying to find a way how to buy more Bitcoin. Right now it's divided. That's not the sign of a top. At tops, people are greedy, euphoric, excited, doing whatever they can to go buy more. That's not what people are doing right now. It's very mixed. Last thing I'm going to say, man, you're going to have so many clueless people this cycle. So many clueless people who don't, you think this guy understands anything I just shared with you in this video? He absolutely understands fucking nothing, bro. All right. Like I said, I could sit here and say 100 billion. I could sit here and say 300 billion target. None of it matters. What matters is the things that I've shown you in this video, which will help you identify when the trend is over, when the juice has been squeezed, when the majority of the move has been made in this market. So, trying to anticipate the exact price of Brett when we reach down here, right? Who gives a fuck what the price of bread is down here? I don't care if it's 10 billion. I don't care if it's 40 billion. None of that stuff matters, guys. It could be 10 billion or it could be 40 billion. It could be 6 billion. It could be 60 billion. The price target does not matter. What matters is the levels. What matters is, okay, Tether dominance is hitting support. Wow. So I know that now we have been in all right? You then know, oh, wow, we've been in a fucking 800-day downtrend in Tether dominance. Wow, that's a long fucking time. Maybe it's time for this trend to end because it's been 800 whole ass days into support now. Logic? Does it make sense? Oh, that makes a lot of sense. We've been in a major, see, if Tether dominance has been in an 800-day downtrend, that means Bitcoin has been roughly in an 800-day uptrend. That's a long ass time. And into support, which you're going to very likely get a bounce from, that's the time you want to be getting bearish. Then you're like, oh wow, at the same time that Tether dominance is reaching support, right, at the same exact time Bitcoin dominance is reaching a point of support where typically we want to take profits on our altcoins. Oh my god, wow, Tether dominance says support, Bitcoin dominance says support. Oh my gosh, Bitcoin USDT now has bearish divergence on the RSI on the daily and on the weekly, and the volume is decreasing. When all that comes together, you can confidently take profits from the market and with peace and with confidence, which 99% will never have in this market. So that's the way I do it. That's how I look at the market. Hopefully this shows you that a lot of this isn't luck. A lot of this is planning. A lot of this is logic. A lot of this is not, because once again, when we're up here, you think people are going to be thinking about this analysis from months ago, or this could be in a year, right? In a year from now, we could be up here. You think any of these people, the new people that come in the market, they plan this out like I have? They're looking at the levels like I have, months and years in advance? They're not. They're just going to come. They're going to buy the hype. Oh my God, Bitcoin's at 150K. Let me sell it at 500K. It's definitely going to go to 500K, or it's definitely going to go to 1 million. Right, that's the crazy thing. We could be at support, guys, and people are going to be bullish. I will be bearish. They will see Bitcoin here. It could be at 250K. And everyone's going to be saying, well, it's already 250,000, so it's definitely going to 500,000, right? And they're going to say that at the bottom of Tether dominance, like right at support where you actually want to be locking in profits. People are going to say it's at 250, it's going to 500,000. And then it's going to drop from 250 down to 112K, for example. You see? So that's how your perspective of the market will largely dictate your results and how you play this. And a lot of people, their perspective of the market, they're going to come in, they're going to see Bitcoin at 250, they're going to think it's going to 500,000 or 1 million. Clearly, this thing has been around for 10 years now. It is such a reliable asset, and I'm starting to understand Bitcoin and why it's so legit. And they buy the top, pulls back to 112K, and eventually in the future, we head over to 500K Bitcoin, And these guys have to now sit through the down period of losing their money, 60% of it, and then, before it goes up. So it's just the way the market is, and we got to play it, and this is how I'm playing and looking at it. So I'll see you guys later. Take care. Bye.